Hey! So, to the 7 of you who've watched my previous videos, you can't get rid of me that easily. I don't want this video to be too deep like the last couple have been. I want it to be a little bit more fun. I thought that maybe you guys should get to know me if I'm gonna keep doing this thing. And so, since nobody actually really does consistently watch my videos, at least not intentionally, I'm gonna have to use my phone to find questions. And I really kind of want to answer some weird, obscure questions because I feel like those are the ones that are going to tell you more about me than like my favorite color. So let's see what we can find. Okay, number one is, do you have any long-lasting diseases? Yes, technically. I think it's considered a disease. I don't know. A virus, same thing, maybe. I have herpes. Mouth herpes. My mom used to give me all her ABC gum when I was younger. I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. Let me tell you about a time when I was in middle school. High school was awesome. Middle school sucked balls. I didn't bathe very often. I didn't brush my teeth, like, at all. I had long, frizzy brown hair that was curly. I had glasses. I was socially awkward, and I really didn't talk to anybody. And I had switched from, like, a private school to a public school because I thought that I could make more friends, and that was a fucking lie. Although, thanks to the two people who actually were my friends in middle school. I love you guys. But I had like this severe cold sore. I actually have a picture of it somewhere where it covered like half of my lip because I aggravated it so much and it spread. And there was this kid who was in one of my classes and he looked at me and he was like, "My mom's a nurse, so I know that's not a cold sore. You were just sitting there eating your lip." I don't know why that was so offensive. Like, it's so ridiculous to think about now, but at the time, that really hurt my feelings, and I bawled my eyes and cried. Are you an emotional person? My nickname is Wamber, so I guess you can kind of figure that out for yourselves. What's your most embarrassing memory? Probably when I was in ninth grade. We were in English, and we had this really, really hot student teacher, and we were on a poetry packet. Funny story number one, there was a kid who plagiarized a poem that he found from the internet, and our student teacher actually knew the guy who wrote that poem, so obviously he got busted. But funny story number two, he was asking us what poetry could be about, and I was trying to say poetry could be about success, and instead said poetry can be about sex, which is not necessarily untrue, but mortifying nonetheless. Everybody oohed at me and accused me of having my mind in the gutter. How do you know you are in a relationship? My relationship now is the first one I've ever been in because I'm fucking lame. And it's been going on for over 2 years now. I knew my boyfriend before we started dating. The day we started dating, I had to literally ask him if we were dating, if I could call him my boyfriend, because I did not want to misrepresent our relationship at all. And he looked at me and said, "Don't ask fucking stupid questions." Right, and this is gonna be my last question. Have I ever been in a band? Once. For one day. Here's the story on that. Okay, there was a guy that I liked in high school. At first, I thought he was a fucking idiot. And then the more I started to get to know him because he was in my classes and because we had a lot of mutual friends, the more I started to like him. And I confessed it to him one day, and he avoided me for like a day, and then everything was cool, and then he started dating this one chick. So I was like, "Aight, okay, I know where this is going then, nowhere." And he had a Christian heavy metal band. He wanted me to be in it as the female vocalist, and honestly, I didn't know anything about music. Like, I don't know how to read it. I just sing based off of what I hear, and I'm like really shy, and I didn't want to get on stage and perform. But finally, I conceded and said yes. And he asked me if I still had a crush on him, and I was like, yeah. And I went to practice, and I knew his other bandmates, and it went really well. I was learning a song that he'd written, and they all liked my voice. So it was perfect. I go home, I go to bed, I wake up, and sometime that next day, which I think was July 4th, he calls me up and he's just like, "Yeah, you can't be in the band. And I was like, okay, why? And he's like, well, when we started the band, we made this pact that we were not going to have any romantic tension in the band. And I'm like, okay. And he just continues drawing on. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, I get it. This is so embarrassing. Like, I don't even know why you let me in the first place because I admitted to you that I still had feelings for you. So this is like your own fucking fault. And finally, he was like, yeah, at one point or another, I've had feelings for you too. So you can't be in the band. So I got kicked out because he dubbed me. Whatever. So there's a little bit about me. If you guys want to answer any of the questions yourself and let me get to know you, definitely put your responses in the comment section below. I will see you guys later. Mwah.